I think it's fair to say historically Ben Ross has been known for bringing starter sets and cheaper quality sets to market, but it could be time to take Ben Ross seriously. These BR Pro irons are designed for the better player and forged for elite feel and performance. And even more impressive, right now you can pick a set of these up for under £500. You, and to be honest, me as well, probably thought this brand was budget only, bringing to market cheap starter sets, a great alternative for brand new golfers to come into the game, get a full set of clubs for really cheap. But Ben Ross are entering the elite golfer category with a forged iron for under £500. Often when we think of forged irons, we think of your Mizunos, we think of Titleist, Cobra, we think of TaylorMade, but we also think, how many thousands of pounds is this going to cost me? It's always nowadays upwards of £1,000, £1,200, £1,500. You can get sets of irons for £3,000 to £4,000. These BR Pro irons may just be that alternative to playing a soft feel, high performance iron for such a cheap cost. But we need to put that to the test. I'm going to be testing the feel of these irons. I'm going to be showing you a really in-depth look at the irons, how they sit behind the ball, I'll give you my personal opinion of how they look in general. One thing I do have to stress, these irons have not been custom fit for me. They have been sent to me direct from American Golf, where you can be custom fit for them. The shafts are Dynamic Gold S300, which are stiff shafts. My shafts are usually KBS C Taper extra stiff shafts, which are 130 grams. They're a lot heavier, a lot stiffer. So I'd expect to see spin numbers, the apex height a little bit higher, and maybe the distance slightly lower than usual. But nonetheless, I'm going to compare the feel of these clubs with my own Mizunos, which basically are double the price in any retail store. With every set of golf clubs that we purchase, we've got to like the look of them, not only behind the ball, but just how they look in general, how they sit in the bag, how they make you feel when you're about to hit them. Some players like to see a huge cavity bag because it gives them the confidence that they're going to hit a good shot, or if they slightly miss-hit it, they know that they've bought the clubs that help them get through any sort of bad shot. Oh, wow, that felt so good. They do feel super soft off the face. Oh, again, as I said at the start of the video, I'm expecting slightly higher ball flight, slightly less distance, and it is exactly what I'm getting. On average, it's probably around about 128 yards of carry, which for me normally with a pitching wedge will be about 135. So that's the difference in the shaft. But the actual feel off the face, I'll be honest, genuinely honest, I'm surprised about. And that is only because of the stigma that we and I kind of gave the brand before even filming this video. They feel so good. That was a really nice shot. And I'm seeing a lot of action on the green as well. I am seeing the ball ripping back. But they were a couple of really nice shots. 130 carry on that one. Really nice. With the better players, the ones looking for more of an elite level performance and feel, we are vain. We want to see a beautiful looking golf club in the bag, and most importantly, behind the ball. We want to see a very slender head that we feel like makes us a player. So one of the first things that I look for, probably the first thing I look for, is how this top edge looks. When I set this club in behind the golf ball, how does this top edge look? Now, I hate this being thick. On this particular club, it is exactly the same as what I currently game, which is the Mizuno JPX 923. However, there is one slight subtle difference which I noticed straight away, and honestly it's a nothing thing, but as I said, we like to be a little bit vain. It's a little bit shinier on the Ben Ross, the BR Pro irons, versus the Mizuno. So what Mizuno have done here is they've kind of matted out this top edge so it's not as shiny. So weirdly, when you don't have a really shiny iron, if it's sunny and stuff like that, you get less glare, less reflection. But also, you notice it less. It's darker, it's duller, it's not as obvious when you set it over the golf ball. Whereas when I put this one behind the ball, the leading edge here on the Ben Ross almost glows. So again, I am nitpicking at these slightest things here, but that for me just needs to be a little bit darker and a little bit less obvious in behind the ball. Otherwise, they sit exactly the same. Right, the 8-iron in behind the golf ball looks absolutely lovely. Just such a well-designed, manicured head. You can't beat it. Right, I'm gonna hit 6 more shots with the 8-iron. I'm 150 yards from the pin here because I'm expecting this to go a tiny bit shorter than what I'm used to, but also I'm hitting straight into a wind over water. I don't do these reviews without a little bit of pressure. As expected, just because of the lightness of the shaft, it's gone in the water. Ouch, that's annoying. Just popped up a little bit high for me, that one. Two balls in the drink, folks. That's hurting. That was a bullet. So good off the face. So good off the face. 162 carry on that one. There's an extremely strong wind up there, actually. Oh, lovely ball flight on that one. Good distance. 161 carry again. Really good. And one of the questions should be kind of, would I game these irons? And I suppose from quite a vanity perspective, at the moment I wouldn't, just because I'm saying that they're Ben Ross, which is absolutely embarrassing to say out loud. But in terms of the actual feel, they're no better or worse than my Mizunos that I currently play, or the Titleist T100s that I jump into. So would I, to ask that question again, I would actually, because they feel amazing. I do feel like they've just got that stigma where you turn up to a round of golf with a set of Ben Rosses. Oh God, I just jumped backwards off the slope and into the water. I've lost 3 Pro V1s off this little segment. I feel like you turn up to your Saturday medal with a set of Ben Rosses and people don't take you seriously, and I'm kind of excited to see how Ben Ross get this right, how they change that stigma, how they improve their marketing, how they improve their brand to basically say we can accommodate and cater for those beginner golfers, high handicappers, people on a tighter budget that don't want to go and pay that much money because maybe they don't play that often. And yes, golf is an expensive sport if you only play once a month. So why would you go and spend £2,000 on a set of clubs when you can spend less than £1,000 on a set of clubs? So there's all sorts of different budgets and reasons why people spend different amounts of money. And Ben Ross have probably always been shoehorned into that kind of budget set, but they've probably put in a lot of effort, a lot of financial resources to make this club, and then to be able to sell it at such a low price, I have to say it's impressive. Oh, that felt so good. What I need to learn for the next set of golf balls with the 6-iron is that it is a strong wind up there, so I literally might hit them from here still. One thing that is really important, especially for the better player, is that they do not see this back edge outside of the golf ball. So when you put the club in behind the ball, we do not see this side of the golf club when we're looking down to hit the golf shot. Really, really important for a lot of players. Now, there is one club in the bag where you see a millimetre or two of this edge, and it's the 4-iron. you put the 4-iron in behind the ball, you actually just make out this half of the club head. You make out this tiny half of the club head outside of that perimeter there. I'm talking 1 or 2 millimeters. So Ben Ross have really got this right for me. They've nailed the club. They haven't got it perfect, but they've done extremely well. I'm sure Ben Ross are very happy that I think they've done extremely well. Also, the look of the head reminds me of the TaylorMade MC irons with that kind of groove, like the mini grooves going along the back edge of the club. Otherwise, it's a nice club head. It's kind of, I was going to say, at the same time, it's kind of almost Shrixon-esque in my head as well. Now, I'm comparing this to them. Maybe they're going to say, well, they copied us. Who knows? But that's my version of what I see. I'm not a massive fan of the logo being here, to be honest. I would prefer a simpler look. I would take that out. I would dull out this a little tiny bit more. And otherwise, to be honest, it looks really nice. And there's a full set of clubs in the bag. They also look very nice. Well, they look high level. Right, for sure, this is the hardest and quite most nerve-wracking shot I'm going to be hitting today. I've kept myself 170 yards from the pin, actually about 180 yards from the pin from where I just zapped it. 4-iron, into wind, over water, 4 Lost Pro V1s already. Right, let's see how this feels. So that little bit I mentioned earlier on, that couple of millimeters from the heel to the centre of the club that you can just see behind the ball, it's not offensive, I'll be honest with you. It was an observation. Right, let's see how this performs. Oh my God. Oh, that was unbelievable. The flight. Oh, that was so good. 4,800 spin, so a little bit higher than I would have expected. Obviously, with it being my 4-iron should be 3.8, 3.9, 4,000. 207 carry, 10 yards short, all on the shaft. That, by the way, the feel, oh, it was beautiful. That was a little bit toe side of centre, if I'm honest, and it still carried decent, to be fair. 183 carry on that one, so I lost 10 yards, lost 15, 20, lost 20 yards, no, 20 yards, but on this particular shot, it's fine. Toe strike, lost 20 yards, completely fair. Mr. Centre, get punished. These are a player's club. Middle of the face, just beautiful off the face. Such a lovely feel. I'm not losing these golf balls, I'm plenty in range here. Very nice, Ben Ross. Right, let's see if I can draw one into this wind, get a better lie. Right, club face just right of the pin, feet close to the pin, and the ball and the club face. Oh, it's shaped. Look at the shape on it. That's gone absolutely miles as well. It's cleared the back. Beautiful. Very impressed. Ben Ross, hold my hands up. Before this, I would have obviously 100% budget clubs for beginner golfers, high handicappers, not great quality overall. You just released a forged iron for low handicap, kind of closer to, well, elite level players, and they feel tremendous.